Whoa, it's a new day. Welcome to the Dray Way. Yes, we have an exciting show for you today. We're going to talk about coming to the end. We're going to talk about what that means, why I say it looks like we're coming to the end. Just know on this show, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me. Stay with me. We got a great show today. Let's get it started. Let's go. We are coming to the end. The end. Why do you say we're coming to the end, Drayton? Well, a lot of things are about to end. When I say that, I'm like, if you take a look at the airports around the country, they are maxed out. Houston Airport, Atlanta Airport, Chicago Airport, we can go down the list. But what you need to understand is, once one of them breaks down, once one of them is no longer manned, once one of them, just one, can't operate, you're talking about hundreds, maybe even thousands of flights being affected. But now what's going to happen as we're getting to the end? We're getting to the end of what is sustainable. And right now, not paying air traffic controllers and expecting them just to continue to work and keep airports open, we're coming to the end. It can't go on forever. And we're coming to the end of it because airports are going to start shutting down. Airports are going to start having to turn their lights off and say, hey, we can't function, we can't operate. And what do you expect these people to do? They have to buy food, they have to eat, they have to pay rent, they have to pay mortgages, they have to pay bills, or they lose everything. And see, the people in Washington don't care. You know, they don't, they have what they have what they need. Everyone else, it just doesn't matter. And that's how Republicans run things. It just doesn't matter what happens to everybody else. We're okay. Because again, Republicans are the party of the rich, and the rich are going to be just fine. It's the rest of us that are going to suffer. And that's why I say we're coming to the end. But we're coming to the end in a lot of things. It's not just about airports. It's about how do you think things are going to go when tens of millions of people don't have their food assistance? When they literally struggle to eat. When they struggle to eat. What do you think is going to happen? We're near the end. We're near the end because when people stop having food to eat, things get very messy very quickly. We know that through history. We know that through history. When people can't eat, yeah, that doesn't usually bode well for the government, you know. But this particular government, this particular administration, unlike any other administration I have ever seen, just doesn't care. It doesn't care how bad it gets. It just doesn't care. But that's the thing. We're at the end of that. We're at the end of them not caring because it's going to start costing major businesses big money. Because when you run out of money, you can't spend. We live in a spending economy. That's what the United States is. It's all about consumerism. But when people can't buy goods that the rich are selling, then what? Yeah, that's called the end. That's why you hear me keep saying we're at the end, because people literally just don't have any money. And if they don't have any money, what good is it being a rich person with all these businesses and goods to sell if no one has any money to buy them? It doesn't work. We're at the end. And when I say that, we're at the end in so many things. I'll give you an example. I'm at the end of this administration. I'm just done even listening to anything they have to say. In yesterday's show, and I've been talking about it for a few days, you're building a $300 million ballroom. Sure you are. The math doesn't math. You can't build a $300 million ballroom. We all know that. You can't physically do it. It's not possible. Again, like I said, unless you're putting in diamond floors and gold chandeliers with diamond crystal, there's just no way. The math doesn't math. So there is so many areas, and healthcare, again, done. We're at the end. There is no additional game to play on healthcare, and Republicans know this. But what Republicans also know is they don't have a plan. They've bitched about Obamacare for years and years and years and years. And you know what their plan is? They don't have one. They don't have one. So why are you complaining about something when you don't have a plan to replace it? When you have nothing, and you've never put forth nothing, because your nothing would be worse than what we have. And what we have now is increasingly turning into garbage because Republicans want to make sure it turns into garbage. They want to make sure it gets worse and worse and more expensive, so that we have no healthcare system whatsoever. We don't have one. And that's basically where we're at right now, because all the new premiums coming out and stuff like that, it's a death spiral. It's an absolute death spiral, because there's going to be millions that can't afford it. So the more people you extract from the system, the more expensive it gets. So you're just in a death spiral. We're at the end, okay? We are at the end of healthcare as we know it, because it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's too expensive, and it's only getting worse because no one is making an effort to make anything any better. And that all has to do with Republicans, because they are not interested in making anything any better. Bridges better? No. Roads better? No. Immigration better? No. Healthcare better? No. They're literally not doing anything to make anything any better. And why? Why do Republicans do absolutely nothing to make nothing better? Because it costs money. And they don't want you asking rich people for money. So the only thing Republicans set out to do is cut taxes for the rich. And that's pretty much it. A whole bunch of spending trillions to improve our infrastructure for our electric grid and all that. No, we're not going to spend any money for that. We'll let the electric companies charge the people more money. So you're going to be paying more for your electricity, because the government doesn't want to help. Yeah, they don't want to help. That costs money. And they'd rather spend that on war stuff. Yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, we're at the end, folks. We're at the end of a lot of things. And we are a cruise liner headed for a concrete dock at 20 miles an hour. And we are going to hit that concrete dock. We all know we are. And it's coming up fast. And what's going to be the result? It ain't going to be pretty. And that's what I can tell you about. We're at the end of a lot of things. So over the next 3 to 6 months, we're about to see a lot of damage, a lot of problems, and just hold on. What do you say when you're about to hit a concrete dock? Hold on. Hold on, everybody, because it's about to get really bad out there. We are at the end. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dray Way coming up next. I have not heard anything out of Donald Trump yet. I haven't heard anything out of this administration. If you guys have heard something, I would appreciate you dropping it in the notes. But right now, as I'm doing this show right now, a Category 5 hurricane is hitting Jamaica. And Jamaica is going to need all the help they can get, because Jamaica is going to be completely and totally devastated. It's going to literally physically change the island, how it looks, how it is. I mean, Category 5, I can tell you, I lived through Andrew, and I can tell you right now, it is the most awful, scary thing you can imagine. A Category 5 hurricane with 170, 180 mile an hour winds just rips up and tears everything apart. Everything. And this thing is moving so slow, and it's going to have time just to do horrific damage. And I hope, I know I'm asking for a lot, but I would think the President of the United States would have help heading towards Jamaica immediately, because there are going to be tens of thousands of people in great need. And I mean great need. And it would be nice to see this administration or the president take some type of leadership role and step up and be like, there are tens of thousands of people in dire need after a devastating hurricane. And I hope the United States is there in a big way starting tomorrow. Because for the next 24 hours, the horror that Jamaica is about to go through, what is about to go through for the next hour, 24 hours, is hard to describe. And the damage is going to be there for years and years to come. If you go in South Miami now, you can still see damage from Andrew. Hurricane Andrew was how many years ago? And you can still see the damage today. So I can only imagine what is be left of Jamaica when this hurricane is done. So if you know of anything, I have not heard anything from the administration. I have not heard that the administration has proactively done anything. If you've heard or read something, please let me know in the comments, because as a who's been to Jamaica several times, I can tell you, all I can think of is, my prayers are with them, and I hope everybody makes it out safe. But Category 5 is just, I for the people in Jamaica. If you've heard something, let me know. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way coming up next. Prayers to everyone in Jamaica. Donald Trump is a complete idiot. And he's challenged AOC to an IQ test, which you don't want to do that, Mr. President, because you're an idiot. And your IQ test won't even break 3 digits. I would imagine you're in the low 90s to high 80s. And that test you took at the hospital is not an IQ test. I hate to break it to you. You don't even know what an IQ test is. You're running off at the mouth, and I don't think you understand how stupid you sound, because you think you took an IQ test at the hospital. That's a cognitive test, you moron. So you don't even know what kind of test you took. And you want to take AOC on in an IQ test? No, you don't, because you're too stupid to realize what test you took. So if you're too stupid to realize what test you took at the hospital, that's a bad place to start. But an IQ test, sometimes I'm just at a loss of words. And right now, I mean, calling women low IQ over and over again. Trump, you do it all the time. And this is part of the reason I just don't understand why women would support you when you attack women on every level. On every level that you can attack a women, you do. Even back to when allegedly you beat the crap out of your wife, Ivana. It's just in every single level you can imagine, you have attacked women. And you still do it today. And the fact that you still have women that support you is just the most amazing thing I've ever seen, because you are such a disgusting human being when it comes to your conduct with women and attacking women and calling them low IQ when your IQ is not even 3 digits. It's disgusting, man. It really is. And I've just, there's another thing. You talk about, I'm at the end. I'm at the end, Trump, of you attacking women. You already have to pay one woman, what, $80 million or more? I don't even know how much you have to pay her now. But you have to pay her for what you did to her. And you still haven't learned your lesson. You're still just as big an asshole as ever. And that's the part I really don't understand. Why you continue to be an asshole to women and why you get away with it. And that's why any woman that claims to be a supporter of yours or a Republican, I look at them with disgust because I don't understand it. You treat women horribly, and I think it's offensive that any woman would support you in any way, shape, fashion, or form. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's the Dray Way for today. Don't forget, there's a new Dray Way each and every day. And I love you guys, and I would really love you to stick around. Hit the subscribe button. And for all of you guys that are around each and every day, mwah, I absolutely love you. Have a terrific day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, right here on the Dray Way. Have a good day, everybody.
Whoa! Look at that! Water splashing everywhere, and I didn't even get wet. Seriously, if you want a pool like this, call the people at Unique Pool Finishes.
Hey, is that a fish?